Hello everyone, welcome aboard the 20MinHop. I'm Sean, and today is the big day, milestone for the 20MinHop. We are flying into Oshkosh. So, my plan was to fly yesterday, and I didn't. I wasn't feeling good. That's part of deciding if you're fit to fly. And I was really super tired and didn't want to do the flight. Today is Wednesday. There was no virtual AirVenture today with Pilot Edge. It's just about 7 o'clock right now. We are going to fly down to Oshkosh, and we're going to fly the Fisk arrival and just use FSX ATC and simulate the best that we can do. Virtual AirVenture is open tomorrow, or SimVenture, that's what I call it. SimVenture is going on tomorrow. Right now you can see that the frame rates are really bad. We're at 8, 7, 9, not good. So the minimum for SimVenture is 20 frames per second. I did fly one of my other aircraft. This was kind of the last chance right now for the A36. Not saying that we're not going to continue with the A36 up to Alaska. That's still the plan. But I do want to participate in SimVenture. I'm going to look through my selection of aircraft, and we might switch. We might switch the airplanes. It's very limited in what type of aircraft you can fly in SimVenture. They've limited really to just the modern aircraft. There are no vintage aircraft really on the list unless you are flying a Cessna 150 or 172 or a Piper Cherokee. That's really about it. Travel Air, which is the early version of the Baron, but SimVenture, Pilot Edge is limited type of GA aircraft you can fly in. Like, I would like to fly the Citabria. They don't have the Citabria. They don't even have a high wing. They don't even have Piper Cub, which I'm surprised. I thought they would at least have the Cub, but that's not. It's the first time that they're doing it, and it's pretty remarkable and incredible. Awesome videos out there already of people that flew the first day, and just tremendous. So next year, I would expect that they will open it up to more aircraft types, but just for this first time, putting on something like this, it's phenomenal, and it's awesome. Worst case scenario, we can always fly Cessna 172. Without further ado, behold Oshkosh 20. We're going to get Bonanza fired up here and on the way. I apologize, the frame rates are so low, but the remedy is on the way, and we are going to get things configured and rolling here. That is my guarantee to you, okay? By the time we reach Barrow, Alaska, we are going to be burning through the frame rates, okay? Like, I am not going to give up. We are going to get it accomplished and get that frame rate up there, okay? All right, let's get it going. All right, so 22nd July, Wisconsin to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We're at Brennard, 79 Charlie. They don't have AWAS or ADIS here, so that is Appleton International Airport. We're going to get that tuned in there. We might be able to pick up that Appleton is just a couple miles from Brennard, and we might be able to get the ADIS on the ground here. All right, approaching. We'll go with Tower 126.6. And then once we're airborne, don't need CTAP. I'll get the other frequency. There's 2 tower frequencies for Oshkosh during SimVenture and AirVenture. One for runway 1836 and one for runway 927. Okay, 127.15. 127.15. 127. Alright, so we got our frequency set. And we're going to see the hubs. It's going to be way different than what our landing hubs was. Because I've been doing some testing in the hubs runs, whether you reset the aircraft or not. So that is to do with that. When we landed, hop was 53.4, 55.5. 40 gallons of gas on board. Alright, parking brake set. Alright, let's get going.
Seats. Position and lock.
Locked.
Seat backs. Upright. Seat belts and harnesses. Secure. Parking brake. Set.
Set.
All avionics.
They're off.
Circuit breakers, in.
There, in.
Landing gear handle, down.
It's down.
Flaps, up.
Flaps are up.
Cowl flaps, open.
They are open.
Light switches, off.
They are off.
Electric elevator trim switch,
It's off.
Fuel selector valve, check operation, then full
It's in
tank.
both position.
Battery and alternator switches, on. Fuel quantity indicators, check quantity.
Fuel quantity is
Checklist
good.
complete.
And in fact, I said 40 gallons, and we actually have 80 gallons on board because I taxied through a fuel box. So that's annoying, but what can we do? It's a quirk in Flight Sim. Starting a new checklist. Alright, mixture full rich, prop on high, throttle full forward. Check. Auxiliary fuel pump on. Fuel flow. Fuel pump off. Throttle to idle and corn wrench. Beacon on. Free prop. And avionics are on. Pump set. One. One more time. We're at 7 points. And I'll come. Okay. Alright, making a start stop. Throttle 1200, oil pressure. Alright, throttle 1000, oil pressure is good. External power. Skip alternator switch on. Orange indicators are in the green. Starter energy is extinguished. And over prime, we do not have that. After start checklist, AIX equipment is on. And lights. Alright. Clear on the left and clear on the right. Is good. And in traffic, Bonanza 9092 Tango taking runway 18 for departure to the south, Brennan. Yes, that is a runway.
Seat belts and harnesses. Check.
Secured.
Parking brake. Set.
Holding the brakes.
Radios. Check.
Set and checked.
Instruments. Check.
Check.
Flight instruments. Check and set. Starter energize.
Alright, Appleton spinner was 2986.
Starter energized warning light. If
Extinguished.
installed, not illuminated. Throttle 1700 revolutions per minute. Propeller exercise, then high RPM. Magneto.
Hold the brakes. Hello. To exercise the prop. There's one. There's two. There's three. Maybe left. idle.
Magnetus. Max 150 revolutions per minute drop. Max 50 revolutions per minute div. Aileron trim. Neutral. Elevator trim. 3 masculine ordinal nose up.
Set.
Flaps. Up.
Flaps are up.
Doors and windows. Secure.
Secured.
Flight controls. Proper direction. Free and clear.
Good on the left hand. Good on the right. Go forward. And full out. The controls free and correct.
Mixture. Full rich or as required.
Full rich.
Brakes. Released. Instruments. Check. Checklist complete.
For takeoff checklist complete. Takeoff checklist will be power 2700, brakes release, landing gear up. Upon positive climb, airspeed climb out 109. Brennan traffic, Bonanza 9092, Tango taking runway 18 for departure to the west. Brennan. Clear on the left, clear on the right. There you go. There's 5 engine suites in the green. Let's rotate. Coming up. Pressure back. RPM back. Running traffic, Bonanza 9092 Tango, departing the pattern to the west. Brennan. Test loads off.
Power. 25 inches HG. 2,500 revolutions per minute.
Set.
Engine temperatures. Check.
In the green.
Mixture. Set fuel flow.
Check.
Checklist complete.
So you can see some of the waypoints that are going to be the visual waypoints for the arrival into Oshkosh. Funky scenery going on again. And you can't land at Oshkosh without wearing an Oshkosh shirt. Actually, you can't attend Oshkosh unless you have multiple Oshkosh shirts. So, checklist.
Cowl flaps. Closed.
Closed.
Power. Set.
Power set.
Mixture. Set fuel flow. Checklist complete.
Checklist set. Checklist complete. Yeah, that scenery is funky. Let's to Oshkosh 8 is get our frequency set. Fisk approach. Go flight modules keep failing on me. It's very difficult when you become very dependent on having the actual switches. So 2-0. Seven.
controller on initial contact at WAMA. Oshkosh Airport information WAMA 1020, wind 23826, visibility greater than 20 miles, projected distance 2,100 scattered, 9,100 scattered, temperature 20 to 21, altimeter 2986, visual, runway 36, left visual, runway 36, right ILS, runway 36, landing support, runway 36, runway 36, right runway 36, IFR aircraft redirected to flight, all aircraft bring back home short instructions. Controller on initial contact at WAMA. Oshkosh Airport information WAMA 1020, wind 23826, visibility.
It's 126.64, runway 36 arrival. So I have this point in space out here. Once we reach it, we're going to start our turn down. And we will fly 1,800 feet, 90 knots. The procedure actually is to do one. So for SimVenture, the procedure is to do one lap around Green Lake. So we'll do that. And then once we're coming to the Green Lake visual point, then it'll be 1,800 feet, 90 knots on the way to Ripon. Follow the railroad tracks to Fisk, and then we're going to take Fisk Avenue in for runway 26. Lights and lots of sun on 8.5. turn. Because we do have this cloud deck happening here, I'm actually going to just descend down to 1800 right now. Speed set extra rich. Beautiful skins and leaks. Speed leak. I'm looking for the silos. Do 3.7. Direct Oshkosh in here. For speed bugs. Reminder. Here's the silence.
Destination 500.
Just click autopilot. Answer speaker. Here's the silent. Here's the railroad tracks. There's Fisk ahead of us, that barn. That right there, that's Fisk.
Altimeter set. Cowl flaps closed. Power as
Cowl flaps are
required.
closed. Power's
Mixture
fine.
enrich as required.
Mixture's full.
Checklist complete. Seat belts and harnesses fastened.
Fastened.
Seat backs upright.
Upright.
Fuel selector valve fullest tank. Cowl
It's on
flaps
both.
as required. Mixture full ridge or as required.
Yeah, this wasn't part of the
Landing
plan.
gear down and check. Landing and taxi lights
Landing gear
as
coming
required.
down.
Flaps full down. Airspeed establish normal approach speed. Propeller high RPM. Checklist complete.
Alright, well, we definitely would not be flying. They definitely would not be letting us do this. Yeah, let's see if we can. Gosh, tower. So we wouldn't actually call the tower, they would hand us off, and then it would be visual from all audio. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit non-standard.
Oshkosh Tower, November 902 Tango, and 6 miles west with Tango to land. November 902 Tango, Oshkosh Tower, entered left traffic, runway 27, altimeter 2,
Left traffic for 27.
Make left traffic, runway 27, 902 Tango.
Full. There's the room. They're cheap because they wouldn't give us left traffic for 27. They would be flying right traffic for 27. green. The gravel pit. It's the gravel pit right there. I am a little bit low. I think it's because I got this cloud deck here. Starting to sit.
Niner 2 Tango cleared to land. Runway 27. Going to 132.3. Niner 2 Tango.
Alright, now we have a long, long taxi ahead of us. Well, although I wanted to, it looked like I was trying to land on the orange dot. Actually was intending for the numbers, but it came in too high and too fast. I'm going to just stop here for for a second. Get the airplane cleaned up. Checklist.
Landing and taxi lights, as required. Flaps, upright. Trim tab, set to 3 masculine ordinal. Cowl flaps, open. Checklist complete.
Flights. Taxi.
Approaching runway 0927. Entered runway 0927.
Hey, sorry I have not really been saying much since we've been on the ground. I've just kind of been in awe of the school scenery that pilot has put together for some venture. But Oshkosh is a very special place in my heart. I've been a part of this pretty much my whole life. Some of my first childhood memories are of on the grounds here at Westheimer Regional Airport.
Approaching runway 13. Entered runway 13, 2,800 feet remaining.
So we're not on an active runway right now. This is turned into a taxiway for AirVenture. But just off to the left, it's not a good representation, but you can see that airliner sitting over there. That's the former passenger terminal. And when I was 2 or 3 years old, my dad worked there for Republic Airlines. So he would bring me there, we'd walk around the planes.
Approaching runway 0523.
It's just
Entered
a
runway
really
0523.
wonderful thing. Something I, even though I was a little kid, 2, 3 years old, I still remember. So this, not really the most realistic. We wouldn't actually be taxiing through this area. But it's pretty fun. Continue on taxiing down here. Powder bullets is really cool. So you can see the 2 control towers. The shorter one, the tan one there, is no longer there. But to me, that is iconic of the old days of the Oshkosh flying before it was known as AirVenture. And so for me, I always have that control tower present. It's very sad that they decided to tear it down. A lot of people felt that it should have stayed up as a monument. And it's really too bad that EAA couldn't have took it over and used it as some kind of administrative building for the event. But I do know that it was in really, really bad shape, and the choice was that to keep it functional would have been very good. Let's screw here. To keep it function, to restore it when it's going to be extremely expensive. Look at that. AN225 there, we got an SR71. I'm going a little bit too fast. That's pretty awesome, all the Piper Cubs there, it's pretty cool. And a huge area of sailplanes. Kind of strange. Can't say that I've really ever seen too many sailplanes at AirVenture. So this scenery is cool, but the X-Plane AirVenture scenery is even more awesome than this. So we are taxiing to the South 40, and it's actually not represented here as the line of aircraft finishes, but where that building is in the distance and far off trees is all aircraft parking at AirVenture. So we're going to just taxi in with these folks down here and simulate that we're at the South 40. So at this point we would stop. Right off to the right here is a little shack that's operated by the Beechcraft Aircraft Association. And we would wait basically for point man to direct us to a biker who's sitting right over here. We'll taxi on over to the pad, and the biker would take us to parking. Ooh. And look here, see. Behind those two Cessnas there. R36 about 1,000 MediaTek off. Taxi line off. Just under an hour flight time. So, battery off. Alright, we're in Oshkosh. Go back to the external view here. Pop the door. This is not exactly typical. So when you arrive at Oshkosh, there are actually, like I mentioned, Point Fondi, there are several line shacks along the flight line, and there are several bikers assigned to those line shacks, and they'll actually take you to the parking spot, so they know where the open spots are. It wouldn't be like this where you have to taxi around. So, right. Thank you for flying with me. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you learned something. We will look for you on the next one for the 20-minute hop. I am Sean. So long.